Let's take a look and see the energy coming towards you this week. As usual, take what resonates, leave the rest. And if it resonates with you, be sure to like and drop a comment. I love hearing from you. So we're going to be using our Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck, right? This one. And then we'll clarify with my little pocket, the Light CS Tarot card. So let's see what comes out. We're going to give it a quick shuffle and see what comes out. All right. Ooh, energy at the bottom of the deck. You know how I feel about the card at the bottom of the deck. It says, moving forward, get ready for positive change. And I've been picking up that energy for August, right? August to me feels like a month where there's going to be a lot of positive movement, a lot of shifts, a lot of manifestation, a lot of abundance coming in. But of course, you're going to have to embody that energy, right? So whatever your energy is currently, you know, that's what you're going to likely to manifest. So let's see. All right, that one kind of like... I don't know. Let's shuffle again. It didn't really know what it wanted to do. All right. So we receive intuition. Trust your intuition. So some of you right now are being guided. So trust your intuition about a particular situation. Whatever you're picking up, Spirit wants you to kind of listen to your intuition right now. And for some of you too, it's in regards to making changes. Especially when you're thinking about like your finances, right? And that's where I was talking about abundance, because here it says potential, think big for your future. So some of you may be feeling like, you know, what you're in currently, well, for some of you, you may think it's like your end all and be all. And really what Spirit is saying is it's not. So whatever you're envisioning right now, Spirit wants you to think even bigger, because there's a much bigger, I hear, plan and a bigger blessing that's there for you, that's coming your way. And so it's for you to envision it, right? So whatever your mind can conceive, or whatever you think you're in now and you're thinking, oh yeah, this is it. Spirit is saying, think bigger, because there's something better that is right behind the scenes for you. I hear hidden, but soon will be unveiled. And so Spirit is saying it's very important that as you move through this energy, right, that you trust your intuition, because I'm getting it's not something that's going to come with like a manual or an ABC, you know, leads to D, but rather something that you're going to have to feel your way through. And I know that can be scary for some of us. We're used to things being more concrete, right, which really and truly nothing in life is. But especially if we're planners and we like to analyze and we like to test and we like to see evidence of things before we go and get ourselves involved in something. And what I'm getting for a group of you is that's not going to be the case. It's you're going to have to trust your intuition on this, right? Let's see if we get one more right. Beautiful. And so you have the card originality, blaze your own trail. So some of you may be thinking of pursuing something that's a little bit different from what you've done in the past, right? Maybe nobody has done it before, in terms of maybe nobody in your family, in your friend group. And so this is something that, you know, you're feeling a calling, because they're calling my attention to this moon. And maybe with this full moon energy, you've been feeling that calling even stronger. And here in terms of like breaking away, you know, showing the world the real you. You're calling my attention to another deck that I have, and it has that card. And so Spirit is saying, if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like, I'm hearing trapped, right? And you're feeling like you're not being able to be your true, authentic, transparent self. And we've gotten this message before. Spirit is saying, trust your intuition on this. Whatever you're conceiving, whatever you're dreaming about, dream bigger. And then also trust that you're heading in the right direction. Don't doubt yourself on this. And it calls for you to be yourself. There's something about authenticity that's what's going to make this be very successful, like when you step into your authentic self. So anywho, let's clarify and see if we get some more specifics, right? Because this is kind of higher level when you use oracle cards. But see right here, to call my attention to the Two of Swords. That's what I'm getting. And some of you are in a process now of trying to make a decision, but you know, you're kind of listening to those voices, like the negative voices. Let's look at those crows. Some of you may be seeing crows, right? You know, and those are like messengers. But for me, what I'm getting with her arms raised and her blindfold, it's kind of like negative voices that she may be hearing in her head telling her that something won't work. No, don't do this, right? You're not going to be successful. And so Spirit is saying it's very important right now. And it caught my attention to this symbol here that looks like scales. You probably can't see it because it's so small right there. And it's kind of one of those where I'm getting like justice energy, balancing the scales, or maybe some karma that some of you may be going through in terms of learning lessons. But you're getting ready to come out of that, right? And for some reason, they're calling my attention to this here. And I don't know if you can see it, but it almost kind of looks like it's forming a star. So it's kind of like moving towards your destiny, moving towards something that you're dreaming about, but you may be fearing it because negative thinking is what's getting in your way. Let's clarify intuition. Spirit, tell me more about trust your intuition. Rise that here. Tell me more about trust your intuition. Okay. Yeah, strength card. So some of you, you already know what this thing is. It's just finding the courage to do it, right? Because that's the strength card. Strength card is courage. Strength card is compassion. Strength card is patience. But again, what I'm getting is it's more in terms of you find the courage to do this particular thing, this undertaking, because of there's something different about it that's very different from what you've done in the past or what people know you for. And so that might be something that's scary to you. See, here you have this Ace of Pentacles, but here's the thing though, you're going to be successful because aces are gifts from God. You know, these are gifts from the divine, right? This is where spirit is giving you this seed to plant and start something new. And look at that. That's a big old ace right there. So it's like having that courage to do it. Tell me about potential. Think big about your future. Potential, spirit. Potential, think big about your future. Sometimes this deck, I don't use this deck often, and it's like it doesn't want to speak. Yes. So you have the Seven of Wands, but it came out in the reverse. So it's something you've been resisting. So whatever you've been resisting, right? I'm hearing some of you may have taken the path of least resistance, and now you're being called to take the path that scares you. Take the path that challenges you, because that's where your success lies. So if you've been sitting in your comfort zone, this is the time when spirit is saying step outside of your comfort zone, because that's where you're going to find success. So put your barriers down, right? Put your guard down, because that's the Seven of Wands. There's no need to resist this, whatever it is that you've been thinking about. Now tell me about originality, and then we'll get a card of advice because we have some time. Wow, beautiful. King of Cups. And remember how I was saying I could feel that star energy? Look what's on this card for the King of Cups. It's this star, right? So there's something that's calling you where you feel like this is going to be part of your destiny, and it's something that you love. So whether that's a person or a thing, a job, a project, right? Look, there's a sailboat in the distance. It kind of gives me a Three of Wands energy in terms of like, and I hear like taking a leap of faith. But some of you, what you need to do is like what this person is doing on this card is getting grounded, because it's the fact that you're so ungrounded right now that's blocking you from moving towards this particular thing. Because the people I'm talking to right now, you already know what that thing is, but fear is what's keeping you from going after it, right? And I call my attention to this little fish around his neck. And fish, you know, can represent abundance, right? It can represent, well, Pisces for some of you. So if you're a Pisces, it might resonate even more, but doesn't have to. And look, they call my attention to this other fish. I never noticed this other fish down here, but it can be, you know, can be abundance. But again, it's something where you're going to be called to step into your true, authentic self. And that might be scary for some of you, but that's where your success lies. I'm going to read this card because they call my attention to that one, the originality card, because this is kind of like the crux of the message for this week, is stepping into your true, authentic, original self. All right, so let's read originality. Okay, so for that one, it says, and then we'll get a wrap up with a card of advice. Well, I don't know. Let's see if we have time. 808. Somebody may be seeing 808. It says, blaze your own trail. It says, you're a go-getter and a free spirit by nature. You exhibit originality, courage, and defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others. Despite your chaotic ways and gregarious nature, you are loving and generous. It says, mantra. Love me without fear. Trust me without wondering. Love me without restriction. Love me without demands. I am worth it. So some of you maybe want to step into something that's, you know, a little different from what you've had before, but you may be having some kind of worthiness issues, you know, whether that be a relationship in terms of love, not feeling like you're deserving of this particular thing or this project or this abundance coming your way. But Spirit is saying that is not the case. So some of you may need to say that mantra. All right, let's get a card of advice. Ooh, letting go. But see, it came up and like it wanted to go in the reverse. So some of you right now are being called to let go of old habits, patterns, people, situations, things that no longer serve you, right? Not resist this change, right? It says learn to let go, because there is something else that's calling you. And look at all the abundance that you're going to have with this Ace of Pentacles. But right now what I'm getting is fear is what's stopping some of you. And so you're called to let go, right? So start that process of letting go and trusting that the divine is not going to let you fail. It's going to bring you something much, much more abundant, right? And you're going to feel much more fulfilled, because at least what you're stepping into will be your true authentic self, right? You're not gonna have to dim to fit in. You're gonna be able to be yourself and be successful and maybe find the love of your life. All right, hope this is helpful. Take care. Have a good week. Bye.